Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Romm's Repertoire. Whether or not this is your first time playing a solo, my goal is to offer some things to think about as you prepare your work that you're going to play for solo and ensemble or maybe even a recital. Today we focus on the Allegro from Druschetzky's Clarinet Trio No. 12. So as you practice this piece and start rehearsing with your collaborative pianist or accompanist, be sure to remind yourself of all the repeats, especially the last one, what we call da capo, which means back to the beginning or back to the top. Also note that we have 4 measures rest in the beginning. Keep in mind this includes the quarter note pickup from the piano. Essentially, 3 full bars rest with a pickup. Be mindful of the dynamics. The arranger has been very specific with the crescendos, decrescendos, pianos, and fortes. You'll notice in the first dotted half note we do have a crescendo. And it's generally a good idea when we have the melody to go someplace with any long notes that we have. Otherwise, it just becomes da, boring. In short, either bring up the dynamic or back off a little bit. So we're creating shape. And in this case, we have a crescendo, so do that. Because this piece has a dance-like feel, I personally like to put a little bit of weight on what we call the downbeat, beat 1. Not necessarily of every measure, but as we phrase it, you'll figure out which ones do that most easily. Too hard, just slightly a little bit more weight, possibly a little bit of length, so that it differentiates between the other beats of the measure. As well, you'll want to articulate clearly on the eighth notes that are not slurred. You'll hear that I don't play very clipped or short eighth notes. I sometimes go a little bit into the rests that follow them. Not because I'm trying to disregard the length of the note, but rather because I'm creating shape. So I want the shape of pretty much every note that I play is da versus da, da, da. There are no staccatos marked. This idea fits really well into what the piano lines do in this piece, so keep listening for what the piano does. You'll notice that Avis and I play this slightly faster than a quarter note equals 92. Remember that Allegro is a feel, rather than strictly a tempo marking. We associate tempo markings with all the feels, but it doesn't have to be just that. So you'll notice that we play a little bit faster, but whatever your teacher tells you to do, you should probably do that. Your teachers invest a lot of time and energy to help you, so it's best to follow their instructions. It's best to play at a tempo that you can sound your best and still accomplish the mood or the feeling of the music. After all, that's what the composer and the arranger intended. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Druschetzky's Allegro from Trio No. 12. Here we go.